Hi, I just wanted to say something. Um, I never saw myself as an alcoholic, but I had this situation a couple of months ago where I drank so heavily that when I stopped drinking, it put me in hospital, and I didn't know why. I had this sort of anxiety, shakiness. I was seeing things that weren't there, and it turns out I didn't even know it was a thing. I had severe alcohol withdrawal, and I just wanted to say to you guys that just don't do it. It helps you at the time drinking, but by the time the next day comes along, you're hungover and it feels bloody awful. But with the withdrawal, it's weird. It's like the hangover ends, but you don't feel better. And all of a sudden, you start shaking. You start literally, in my case, I was seeing things, and I'm like, what the hell? There's people in my room that aren't there, and I just want to say to you guys, if you're drinking to the point where you feel like that, you need to stop. I mean, it helped me a lot stopping because, again, I was so dependent on it that when I stopped drinking it put me in hospital. I mean, a sensible person would go, alright, so stop then. Obviously, it's hurting you. But then someone who thinks like I do, you feel better after a few days. You come back home, they tell you, look, don't do that again. And if you start getting the symptoms again, have a drink of alcohol to help, counterbalance the withdrawal. But if you get to that position in the first place, you shouldn't be drinking. You say you'll have one drink and you end up having 10, and it's horrendous. It really is. I never saw it as a problem until I ended up being taken to hospital, and they helped me. But again, it's if you're going to get like that in the first place, it doesn't matter what the doctors tell you, you're going to do it again. And that's why it's so important to have people around you that can help you. I mean, it's only up to you. You're the one who makes that decision. Doesn't matter how much help you get. If you want to drink, you will. I mean, I'm only 19 for flip's sake, but I've drank so much before that it's not funny. But I mean, if I carried on the way I was, it would have killed me, 100%. Because I work, I'm fortunate I've got a full-time job, and most of what I earn went towards alcohol. And the next day you look in your cupboard and you're like, why is there like 2 empty bottles of whiskey and a half drunk bottle of gin? And you're like, mate, did I really do all that in one night? I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm just trying to stress that if you feel like anything how I felt, you need to stop, because it will be your downfall. Even though at the time it seems like a good idea and it does make you feel better, it does. But most people don't realise the consequence of becoming addicted to something like that, which I am. I mean, I have to be careful because I couldn't just have one drink. If I had a drink, I wouldn't stop until I was unable to drink anymore, I mean, I'd start at like 6 in the afternoon, roughly, and I'd still be drinking at 6 in the morning. I mean, ignoring the long-term effects of that, doing that in the short term, it's gonna do you in. It will. It's like, if you asked me a year ago if I'd end up like this, I would have said no, because I didn't have the problem then. I mean, when I turned 18, yeah, I did the same thing that most people do, and that's, you go to the pub, you have a few drinks, and you sat at the bar, and like, wow, I can just do this when I want. But I took that too literally, and I was like, wow, I can do this constantly. As long as my bank account tells me I can, and you're like, no. Again, I think if I carried on the way I was, I think I'd be dead by now. Seriously, that's how much I was drinking. And just don't do it. It's sorry, I live on a main road, so it gets a bit loud out there, but it's horrendous. Just don't do it.